Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then hi. It's Froggy Friday again, and today Froggy Friday is in conjunction with Lisa, the girl in the garage, Karen at the Dragon's Cave, Nerdy at Nerd Goblin R, Tim, Bass Resonator, and moi. I've got this leftover bit of clay, and I've been looking at it for ages, thinking, what can I do with this? I don't like wasting stuff, and I thought, I want something quick and easy for Froggy Friday. So what shall I do? So I decided, let's make something cute and functional. So I'm making a little trinket tray, and it's going to be a lily pad with a frog on it. Now, the frog is going to be small, because this whole thing is small, but it's still going to take a long time to dry, because the clay is thick. Because I want it to be quite substantial, I don't want it to fall apart on me, she says. You will see why I've just said that pretty soon. Now, that brownie thing that's on the mat, that is from one of those balls that you get tiny things in. I think I got flowers, plant pots, which I am going to use and make molds of, because why not? Because I am going to do another greenhouse, so I'm going to need them. So I'm trying to get all the rough edges out of it just by smushing down with my knife. I really could have used something else, but I was being lazy, and I wanted to get it done so I could let it dry, because I like to leave them at least 3 days to dry naturally. If you try and rush the drying process, it cracks. If you paint or put anything on it before it's dry, it goes horrible and it just doesn't fare well. So the best tools you've got for clay, air dry clay, is your hands and water. You don't need much of anything else, because whatever you can do with your hands, you can do it. It'll work. Obviously I'm using that rounded plastic thing to give it more shape, but I also am using it so it's got something to rest on while it dries. Because if you leave it, if I put it into the shape it's in, I need it to be in, and then leave it on a flat surface, then eventually it'll just go flat again. So you need to put it on something that's rounded. It does help. So I'm wetting it, making sure I've got it all nice and smooth, because I don't want it to be too rough. See, if I can get away with not having to sand it, then it's all the better. Saves another step. So the smoother you get it, the less sanding you do. And I don't like sanding. Sanding is just, it's not creative at all. It's a means to an end, and I like to be creative. And I don't even know where this idea came from, other than the fact that it's a frog. So I'm now making the frog with a tiny bit of clay that's left, so it's got to be small. And you'll see my hand going over the top of the Gertie sign, and that's because there's a little pot of water. So I'm just dipping my hand in the water. So I took a little bit off the feet, and now I'm going to do the head. Now what did I do about the eyes? I think I took another piece off. Oh, this bit, I'm trying to get it so it stands. Then I changed my mind. I decided I'm not going to do a full-bodied frog. I'm just going to have a head and feet. So it's the illusion of a frog, if that makes sense. It's still a frog. So yeah, I make 2 little round circles and balls, and they're going to be my eyes. And what I'll do is I'll make sure they're wet, and then I'll smush them into the big ball of clay and use my little tools. That I'm using is a paintbrush, and it's a calligraphy paintbrush, but the other end is hollow, so it makes a great circle for small eyes. See, it's another thing, you don't need to buy expensive tools. Just look around at what's in your house. It was a little bit tricky getting these eyes to stay on, but once I've smushed them in, it's all good. And the feet are quite difficult, so I roll it out quite thin, but not too thin that it's going to fall apart on me. And then I do 2 triangles. I do 1 triangle first so that I can get the waist cut away, and then 3 pointy bits for toes. Now these are going to be very, very thin, but because they're going onto the bigger piece, that's totally fine. It's not like I'm going to need them to be on their own. If they're on their own, not attached to anything else, they would break very easily, and I mean very easily. Oh, excuse me, my voice is going. So I flattened out the next piece and did exactly the same again. Now, I can't actually attach him to the pot yet, so what I've got to do is attach him separately, as in attach the frog to it, put the frog together. Teeth aren't working yet again, and then leave them both to dry separately. Now, because they're both thick, it's going to take quite a while, and you will see I did not leave it long enough. I usually leave them for 3 days to dry, but time was getting beyond me. I say that, it's only Tuesday. I'm trying to get ahead of myself. I've also got to try and sort out my channel because it just looks a mess. It's a bit like my brain, very messy. I'm smoothing out the eyes with some more water, making sure it's all stuck down. Now at this point, the holes that I already made, not the holes, the circles, have disappeared because I've smushed and smushed. Now I'm sticking the frog to his feet. What's that bit for? Oh, yes, I know. I'm now putting on his mouth. What are you doing? If I had a memory at all, it'd be a miracle. So what I'm doing is putting a little snake of clay on, and then what I'm going to do is split it open right down the centre of that line and open his mouth up so it looks like it's a wide-mouthed frog. I mean, I'm looking at it now and I'm thinking, it's actually quite cute. You can't put much on it, but I do show you that I put some rings on it at the end. Yeah, that foot decided it wasn't playing nice. It wasn't going to stay where I wanted it to stay. So I had to put it back on again, give it a bit of a smush. But this tool it's been broken for a long while, but I can still use it. It's still quite good, especially with the broken end now, because I can smush the bits I need to smush easier because it's got a straight edge, even though I do change it for the knife, which is not a problem. And then I'm smoothing it out again. Always smooth, keep it smooth. You smooth it, you haven't got to halfway it. Now, I suddenly realised that I've pressed that down way too hard, but I just want to look at it. Oh, I turned it the other way around, of course I did. Turned it the other way around so I could stick the frog on so they could dry together. In hindsight though, I should have just let them dry separately, so it would have been quicker to dry. And now I am just squidging his toes around to get him in the right position, right where I need him, and then just put my knife in to make his little nose holes. And split his mouth just a little bit more, but I'm trying very carefully not to knock him over. Yeah, and also try not to stab myself, because that's a sharp pointy thing, you know. And I am a clumsy devil. So far so good with this blade. Now give him a polymer clay blade and that's it. My fingers are toast. But because this is like a pencil, I can use it no problem. I'm just going back in with the circle on each eye. I'm just giving it a bit of a tweak, a bit of a pat down, make sure it's down. And there you can see there is a pattern from the actual plastic thing. And I'm just making his mouth just a little bit wider. Just a little bit. To make him look a bit cuter. Although I'm not quite sure if he looks cute or angry. I think it depends on which angle you're at. So, yeah. He's cute though. And I will be varnishing it after I've painted it. And I'm using acrylic paints. And this beautiful paint that's just, it's to die for. I love it. Iridescent. Oh, so nice. And I'm now putting in little lines for the leaves. The leaf. I don't want it too detailed, so just lines, just small lines. See, if you leave little lines in, when you go to paint it, then the paint will seep in. So then if you go on with the darker colour first, that colour will seep in and then you can go lighter on the top and you can see the different tones. It's really quite clever. I like it. And did I say I like this? And now I'm trying to squish it down to the back of it so it doesn't, so it's all one piece. Yeah, I say that. I say one piece. It's going to end up in 3. It really is. Because again, me and my patience don't work. But in the queue. So yeah, I'm going to wash up and get my paint ready. So I'm going to be using 2 tones of green to start off with, and a yellow, and the white is for the eyes, and then I'm going to use the iridescent paint. But I'm going to be using snap green to start off with, then the frog himself is going to be bright green, and the bright green I absolutely love. It's one of my favourites, and I've only got half a tube left, and I'm using it very sparingly. I'm also using yellow ochre and titanium white, and the iridescent is called Emerald Green Flash. Now, it looks quite bog standard boring, and then you put the flash on. Oh, it's pretty. It's so pretty. I may have to invest in getting some more of these, but in different colours, because they may last a long time. You'll see just how much paint I use. Oh, by the way, did you see that? It fell off. It literally fell off. Why did it fall off? Because I didn't leave it long enough. You can see there's a damp patch between his feet. You can see it from here. And his bottom is just the same. I thought, we'll persevere, we'll carry on. I can fix this. Not a problem. So I'm going in with the ochre. No, not ochre. Yeah, yellow ochre. Dear. Just said it and all. And just giving it a highlight in the middle. Because I don't want it to be too green. So there, looks, it's wet. You can see it's still wet. So now I'm going to leave it to dry. Now I saved the paint on that mat just by putting a kitchen roll with some water on top. So I could use the same colours just in case. So now I'm going in with the, what did I say it was called? Bright green. Dear me, how hard was that? And I'm going to colour the whole frog. And I've got to be really careful not to catch the rest of it. And I didn't paint the bottom at this point in time because I wanted to dry, and that would be a good place for the clay to keep drying through and the paint to dry while I'm painting the top. And then when all that's dry, I can paint the bottom. At least that's my theory in my head. I have no patience, so you know what I'm going to do, don't you? I'm just going to paint it anyway. Because that's just me. I cannot wait. Once I've got something in my head, I have to do it all the way to the end. It's got to be finished. Just waiting for the clay on its own was a nightmare. Which is also why I like to use polymer clay, because she just whacks that in 15 minutes and it's done. And you can do what you want with it. But I do like air dry clay. It is, well, this is Das. I love Das. No other clay has ever come close. And this is a beautiful clay. And my hands, the skin on my hands feels beautiful when I'm done. You know, when you wash your hands afterwards, oh, it's lovely. So silky smooth. Maybe that's what I should do with my face. Stick some Das on it. I've got menopause skin. I feel like a lizard. You never know. They do say wood packs work. Maybe Das does too. I'm not recommending it. I'm just being daft. Although I can't see any issue. It's only a paper clay, so, you know. And now I'm just going in with the mouth in a darker colour, so the mouth stands out a bit more, so you can see that it's open from a distance. And I'm just going around the back and a little bit more with the yellow, just give it a bit of a highlight. And see, look, painting the rest of the bottom, the green, because I can't wait. I'm impatient. So yeah, that's that bit done. And it'll be soon time for the flash. But this time I do have to wait just a little bit. See? Here comes the flash. And I'll just put a little bit on my brush out of the pot, and it's a full pot near enough. I think I've used this one 3 times. So you can see I've not used much. Now I'm going to use a bit off the lid, and I'm just going around the edge just to give it that oomph. And I won't put it on the frog, just the leaf. Just around the sides and around the edge, just to give it a bit of a highlight. And then what I'll do is, not on camera, but I will be putting some clay stuff, clay varnish, there we go. Some clay varnish on, so then it's sealed, and it also helps keep it protected. And I'm going in with some white in the eyes, and I'll be putting a couple of black dots in pupils. I've not put life dots in because most of it's white anyway, so it's got quite bulgy eyes. I love them. And I got very close to the edge there, and I'm like, bomb fluff. I need to get that off. So just a bit of water, thin it down, and then wipe it off. And go back in just to neaten up that eyeball. Very cute. So that's it. That bit, and I'm just going to put a little black dot right in the centre. If I'd have thought I would have made him look a bit dirty and made his eyes cross-eyed or something, that would have been cute. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to take some photos, and if you like what you see, please give me a thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm. And I'll take some photos, and there they are. And if you would like to subscribe, it's completely free and it just helps out my channel. I hope you liked what you see. Thank you, and goodbye. See you next time.
shadows like dust sing. Goth unicorn with a blackened wing.